So I got some good news. I wasn't supposed to talk about this, but it's gotten to the point where I'm now allowed to talk about the case, me suing my former employer. I just can't mention the name of the employer, but I can mention what happened now. Some interesting things have happened in our case. But first off, let me tell you why I'm suing this former employer. I worked for this employer for about 8 months. I was the head chef for the night crew, which is the busy time. And they got a anonymous email. Well, it wasn't anonymous. They got an email complaining about me. They basically said that a woman sent in an email to the company saying that I approached her and while she was having dinner with her family and asked her if she was aware that a symbol on her shirt was associated with Satanism. And she informed me that she did not, and that I continued to bother her about it, asking her why she's wearing a shirt that's affiliated with Satanism if you don't know anything about it. And basically says that I harassed her and made her feel very uncomfortable while she was in the presence of her family, and left. Now, this never happened, okay? But this is what the email said. And ironically, this random customer somehow knew me as Zach Black. Okay, now my name tag does say Zach, because that is my first name. But ironically, this random customer knew my Facebook, knew my network, Satanic International Network, knew my YouTube, knew everything about me. Right? Very odd. Okay. So they followed up with it. And then they said that the person that they contacted on the phone was a man. And the man said to him that I harassed. So automatically, what is it? Is it a woman or is it a man? So there's some pretty serious indiscrepancies in this alleged thing. And they said that it was now a man, but the man obviously still said, yeah, look at his Facebook, he's this well-known Satanist guy, blah blah blah. He makes videos about Satanism in his work uniform, his chef jacket. That's how I knew where blah blah blah. And so he's beating. Now, see, that is, if I did that, that would be violating social media policy, and that is grounds of termination. And I would never do that. I would never make a YouTube video in a work uniform for privacy reasons. One, because I don't want people knowing where I work. So shit like this doesn't happen. So that was grounds for termination. Well, that never happened. And they provided my Facebook, my YouTube, my network. And the only pictures of me in my uniform were pictures taken by other people. And that is not violating social media. It's making videos about it, taking pictures, you taking pictures of yourself. If other people take pictures of you, that's not a violation, because I can control if somebody takes a picture of me. And ironically, they erased them when they fired me. There were 2 distinct pictures of me on Yelp. If you were to Yelp this company, which is a major sushi, if not the largest sushi chain in the world, particular one I worked at in San Diego, there was actually two. On the Yelp, they were both positive, 5-star reviews. So, that's why I was the head chef. Because I'm good. And I got good customer service skills. And I'm good at what I do at. And I'm a good sushi chef. And I had just gotten a raise, too. So, they fired me for 2 reasons. One, because they said I harassed the customer, which I didn't. And even though there's 26 video cameras in the restaurant, they didn't bother at first to review to see if I actually did on the day that this customer was supposed to be at the restaurant. 2, the social media, violating the social media thing. Anyway, they wrote me a termination letter. And in the termination letter, they used the word that I am a Satanist. Now, that's about the only thing true in the entire termination letter, because I didn't make any videos in my work uniform. I didn't harass anybody. I didn't talk to anybody about Satanism at work. It's just I've known not to, It just it causes problems. Anyway, so my immediate boss, the day after I got fired, he called me up and goes, "Dude, I looked into this because I know you're a cool guy, and then I looked into it. I sat there and looked at the night that you supposedly harassed this customer. You didn't talk to a single customer. The only time you walked behind the sushi bar was to grab something from the kitchen or to go to the bathroom or to go have a cigarette break. You didn't stop and talk to anybody. So it's complete bullshit." Second, I spent hours combing through your YouTube videos. And he commented, he goes, "Dude, you are a funny fucker, man." He's like, "I wish we could have met on, different circumstances, because we would have, had a lot of fun together. You seem like a really cool guy. I didn't know a lot of this about you." And he goes, "I looked at your Facebook, looked at all your photos, looked through your network," which is mighty impressive, by the way, and very interesting, because I actually learned a lot. And he goes, he goes, there's no reason you didn't violate any social media, and you didn't harass any customer, and the customer doesn't check out. And after trying to follow back up with them, the email has been deleted, and the phone number that they gave us is no longer valid. So they just deleted their tracks. But I can't save your job. And why is it you can't save my job? You've proven that this is bullshit. There's no evidence, because I didn't do it. And there's no evidence. So it's just like that, huh? He goes, "Man," he goes, "I fought for you. This was gone all the way up to corporate, all the way up to the vice president. But yeah, they said that they were going to let you go. And so I'm sorry, but yeah, I can't save your job. But I will give you a good reference if you ever need me." So I said, okay. So I talked to a lawyer. And at first the lawyer sounded uninterested. And see, here's where the company fucked up. They fucked up by using in my termination paper that I am a Satanist, which is discrimination. So because they cannot prove, because it never happened, that I harassed the customer, and they cannot prove that I violated any social media policy, the only thing that they're firing me for then is I'm a Satanist. Okay, well, that's protected under religious freedoms. You can't fire somebody for being a Satanist, just like you can't fire somebody for being a Jew. If the other reasons don't check out why they fired me, then there's only one left standing, that I'm a Satanist, which I am. So called the lawyer. He sounded kind of uninterested. I said, yeah, send me what you got, send me the links that, to your Facebook and your YouTube and stuff like that. He's like, you might have the case. Let me take a look at it. It's worth my time. But he didn't sound too excited. Anyway, he called me back like a couple of days later. He's like, dude, you got this. We got this. I didn't realize that there's links. I didn't realize you're that high profile. You being that high profile makes you a huge bullseye, a huge target. So, you're doing Comedy Central, all this stuff. He's like, you're a target. You're a target. And he goes, I will take the case, and we will win. And so we had to go through the motions. It took a long time. And he told me right away, he's like, don't expect any sort of settlement for at least a year, because they can drag it out for up to a year before, it's a lot of legal stuff that I don't understand. But he basically said, don't. Keep working, find another job. It's going to be a while before anything really happens. It's going to be a lot of paperwork and a lot of stalling and a lot of waiting. Well, we did, and we had to go through like the Equal Housing Employment Commission or something like that. They try to mediate between both sides. This particular company has a grip of lawyers because they're huge. They have 52 restaurants. They're a grip of lawyers. It's one of my guys, my one lawyer. So, yeah, they are. My attorney said right away, he's like, you give my customer, we're gonna, $100,000. $100,000 for settle it right now. And they said no. The company said no. So then we had to get the right to sue, which took a long time. It took about a year for us to get the right to sue. But we got it. We got it. We got the right to sue them now because they will not settle. So, now that they won't settle, they stretched it out so long hoping that I'd just give up. I'm not giving up. I'm not paying my lawyer. My lawyer is going to take 40% of what we get. So, we have the right to sue. We were granted the right to sue after a year. Once we were granted the right to sue, this company's lawyers now a lot more open and flexible to talking with us, which before they just basically stonewalled us. Now they're actually talking, and but my attorney is asking for $100,000. They're not going to settle for $100,000. So he told me, he says, I'm not going to take, I'm going to make sure you walk away with a year's salary. In order to do that, they're not probably going to negotiate for that because I'm still taking my 40% on top of your years. On top of your years, you get your salary. I'm going to get my 40%. So it's still going to be like $70,000. They're not going to settle. He goes, but we're going to sue them. We're going to sue them. And we're going to request a jury trial. Because nobody in their right mind would think, under the circumstances that they fired you after just giving you a raise with no evidence. They fired you because somebody outed you as a Satanist. No juror in their right mind would think that's fair. Especially since you just got a raise. Especially since all these allegations are false and can be easily proven false. It's like, we're going to get you your salary. So, fortunately for me, I didn't declare my tips. And tips were about a third of my total income from this company. So I'm going to have to eat that. So it's just going based on my hourly wage. But still, even if based on my hourly wage, assuming I made no tips, which I made, like, again, 30% of my wages were in tips. That still would leave me with somewhere around $35,000. So looks like this is going to come to a head. It should come to the head by the end of this year. Did it? I really want to thank who did this. I'm pretty sure it's one of two. In fact, I know it's one of two people. So I'd like to thank Tom or Robert for giving me that stake of $36,000. It's gonna go to good use. Trust me. You did inconvenience me a little bit. I did lose a good job. I had to get on unemployment and sit around the house and do absolutely nothing but fuck off and get paid for it through unemployment for a couple months until I went back to work at random jobs. And now I found and I'm starting probably the highest paying job I've ever had. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Shows kind of what an ultimate despicable, worthless person you would be to actually call somebody's employer, you claiming to be a Satanist yourself, to try to get them fired. Well, you were successful and you've done it before to other people. And this is why I know it's you. Or one of you two. Because you both are fucking ass clowns and you both do that type of shit. And still pretend that you're a Satanist. So, cheers, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the donation. Oh, and Tom, how's that little lawsuit going against you? Not too well. Because you lost. Because you talk shit. And defame others. And you get carried away and you don't know when to stop. And you lost your case. And you had to pay. And you stopped paying. Which now you're going to be in a world of shit and have to pay a lot more. So, once again, guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart for putting more money in my account than either one of you make a year. Probably combined.